Alrighty folks, Mr. Gadget Guy back here. So I'm getting ready to try to install the poles for the volleyball net. I got it laid out and pulled tight, still laying on the ground. I just wanted to finish my last video I cut off, so I kind of wanted to finish what I was talking about. I don't exactly remember where I was at, but I kind of know what I want to say anyway. So I know we were over here, you know, when I was talking about these poles, one fitting into the other one and being able to, you know, put them up and connect them. So I'd have, you know, ones going across the top, if I needed to, coming across the bottom. So if they're going across the top, I don't think I got the opportunity to mention this. I'm going to go stand over here because right now the sun is right in my eyes. So actually, so there's Mr. Peachtree. And there's Mr. Orange, which you can see he's already kind of bearing a little bit of fruit. I don't know how big that's going to get, but... And Blueberry 1, Blueberry 2, the one that Bailey dug, which again, I was very impressed. She did a great job. She actually dug a really good hole and did everything right. And grapes. So, now that I'm on this side anyway, so, you know, we'll come off the wall a little bit, so you've got space to kind of walk behind there so I can still get to that gate and stuff like that, right? So, you know, a foot, 2 foot, whatever, right? So we're coming right across, right? We're going to come right across behind this because grapes need to grow up something, so that wall will go back there, right? And it'll be right there on those grapes so that they can grow up it. And we'll build either attach a trellis or build our own trellis or put something there that it can climb on and grow up, right? And that way I can access it from inside or outside if I want to. And I don't know, you know, how many they grow or whatever, but I can grow, you know, all along here. I'll be able to grow grapes or anything that would climb. I think there's certain green beans maybe that climb, but and I'm sure there's probably other things, but either way. So, you know, imagine we're inside, and like I said, the whole thing comes over here, except for I'll leave a space, just like over there. I'll leave a gap from the fence, you know, foot, 2 foot, enough to come behind here, and I'll be able to mow it with a lawnmower or whatever. Anyway, you know, we got all our poles, you know, in the ground, boom, boom, boom. The smaller poles inside those poles, right? Boom, boom, boom. Anywhere I want to. Connect a corner, boom. Make it go across the top, corner down, boom. T from there, let's go across. You know, and I can go all the way across and I can connect, you know, pole, 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 if I want to. Well, let's say, you know, the corner, one going across the top right there, and then we come out and there's another pole there, and then boom, the corner, and another one coming across right there. And it's going to be pretty long. So, you know, maybe it sags a little bit, right? Nope, no problem, because I can just take another pole, same size as the ones that are going to be out here, and do the same thing in here, right? Anywhere I would need to. And again, these things are not super expensive. Connect a pole to up there on a T. You know, I can have a pole coming in connected to a T, coming in this way connected to a T, and then connected down. And then, you know, in the ground, I'd have another hole with the bigger pole in there, and then the smaller pole going inside of it. And what does this allow me to do? It allows me to completely remove this building or this thing if I want to. So that's my thought process on that. If I need to get in here for some reason with something bigger or whatever, if the city comes by and complains about it, if it's too high, I can just cut it shorter. I can paint it whatever color I want, and it's plastic material, so it's not gonna decompose over time like your wood is gonna. It's not gonna decompose. The color's not going to fade. It's not going to, I mean, if you paint it, the color might fade, but if you just leave it alone, none of that's going to happen. So, and then I had one more idea. I'm sure at some place you could connect to one of the T's up top or something. You could connect a rubber thing that a hose would plug into, right? And then anywhere you wanted, along any pole, anywhere, on the inside, on the outside, even the top poles going across, if you wanted to, you could you drill tiny little holes anywhere that you want, right? And that also means you can place poles anywhere that you want. If you want a pole with holes in it next to something specific that really needs to be watered often, my understanding is tomato. I don't know if it's all tomatoes or just the cherry tomatoes, but whoever I was talking to said the leaves do not like to get wet on tomatoes, right? So if you put a pole right next to where you're going to plant your tomatoes, right? Or if you already have a pole in the middle because you put one up for support, you make sure you plant your tomatoes right next to there, and then boom, you just drill a hole on the bottom so that if you turn your hose on, everything's getting watered right where you want it to. You can put the hole in any direction. Excuse me. Any direction you want, at any angle you want. So, you do tiny little holes, right? If you drill it kind of at an angle up this way, it's going to make that water squirt down. You do it into the side, it's going to, you can just do everything with this, right? It's like Legos. You can just build it however you want, and should be able to take it out, move it, redo it easily. The material's not super expensive until after somebody sees this video and realizes this is a freaking gold mine and we need to be doing this everywhere. But I have another idea. Watch. If you wanted to, say, put up a fence, okay? You already understand the concept. Right? Larger pole, 12 inches of that, so in the ground. The hole is exposed, right? Here's the top. Pretend it's in the ground, right? And now you're just sliding this into it. Well, I don't know about you, but to me, if that thing's in 12 inches in the ground, I mean, that seems pretty sturdy, right? And maybe I'm off a little bit, but I'm trying to bend it back and forth, and it doesn't want to go. So let's just say, sorry. You got your regular fence, right? Your little fence posts everywhere. Fence post, actually the corner of the 4x4s are the fence post. I can't remember what the name of those are, but the fence pieces. So instead of having it like this, right? And actually this is not stationary. I cut, I put hinges on. Anybody that's watching this has probably seen it before. I've put hinges on, and this whole thing, long-wise, I can open it all the way up, right? But if originally it was stationary and I had to cut the bottom out of it and then put the hinges on it and do all kinds of stuff, and you can see it's not super sturdy, right? So you take your big pole, put it in the ground right there, and then another big pole, like exactly right next to it, and next to it, next to it, next to it, all the way down. Well, you can pick those up and move them anytime that you want if you need an opening, and if you need to mow. You could do a fence around your whole yard this way. Now, is it going to be super sturdy? I don't know yet. It's something I have to experiment with, which I plan to do. So for now, I guess I need to shut my trap and get to work. So let me turn the water on because I'm trying to soften up the spots. I'm going to try to cut a piece of the pipe that I'm putting in the ground for the volleyball net. Which I told you I have laid out on the ground. Man, that sun is right in my eyes. You know, and that's hopefully approximately where it's going to go. There's your back line right there. 25 feet is my, after reading the online. And then there's another 25 feet. So this way, if you want to play an official volleyball game, you've got the room to do it. Most likely, she's going to be up that direction. You know, right behind where that is, at least as far as the net comes out. And she's going to be practicing serving, I'm sure. More than anything else, right? So, the other idea, right? Because of those poles and what I was talking about, right? So, you know, I've got a next door neighbor I got to worry about hitting his house and going into the yard and all that kind of stuff. Well, if I do this PVC the same way, and I can put it in the ground, and I don't have to do like a fence, like the the wooden fence. I would do it like this, where I'm going to put pole, right? So I could put pole, 4 or 5 of them, and then get one of those big nets that they have, and I could come all the way across if I want. I don't know if you can see me because the sun's right in my eyes. I'm so sorry, but I can come all the way back up here and all the way up there by the car and put, those poles in, and I can actually make them go as high as I want because I have the option of having couplers. So if I need another pole, I can just put a coupler on there and add a pole to it, go as high as I want, cut it off when I get it where I want it. If I want it to be more sturdy, I can just go across the top with pipe if it's not super sturdy, and then hang a net all the way down, from there all the way down, making it pretty high so that no matter what, anytime she's serving or anytime she's doing anything, hopefully the ball will never go over there. I can do that all the way across the back, so that if there's if they're actually playing a volleyball game, and I've got a net that goes up 20 feet. I don't know how big you can get those nets, but in the city, you're not allowed to build a fence over 6 feet. However, with this, I can put that thing up as high as I want to, because I can take it down when I'm done. So it would be an inexpensive. I don't know how much the nets are, but I'm sure you could even find an inexpensive solution for that. Anybody got any ideas? Let me know, because I haven't even researched that yet, but it's just an idea that I had to just try to keep it in the yard and stuff like that. So, that's kind of all I have at the moment. I wet it down earlier. I went and ate. I'm going to wet both sides down again. Of course, this side and then all the way down there. 5-10 minutes. Let it get really good and soaked, and then maybe it'll soften it up so I can pound these poles in. And these are it right here, right? So this is it. This guy right here. That's the one that's going in the ground. So I got to take that guy and cut him about 12 inches and see what happens. And then when you measure that one, it's like right at 2.5 inches. And then this, if you can see the connection, for some reason, that one there does not tell me what size it is. I looked on it, now it's covered up in dirt and I haven't washed it off. But this one, It's 1.5 inches. So whatever size this one is, but I'm only going to need those two pieces off this. And it's actually bigger than what the guy that I was watching told me he used. So hopefully, if that's the case, it'll just be even more firm. I just happen to have that bigger dirty piece up in the attic, so I just figured why not use it, and then went and bought a piece that's going to fit inside of it. So anyway, I guess I'll water for a bit, and I'll come back and we'll see if I'm able to pound that thing in the ground. And then if I am, I'll get that done. You know, by then we should be able to put the poles in and see what we can do. So hopefully I'll be back in a minute with a pole that's easy to pound in the ground. So stand by. Now, because it's so sunny out, I don't know if you can actually see that or not. Okay. Down to 95. Now, do you see that big, we went and ate dinner, and I had a bunch of fruit. I had rice, I had roast, I had rice, I had potatoes, I had peaches, I had some watermelon, I had cake, cookies. I was kind of wanting to go back up because the way it's been going down lately, right? It has never, after eating something like that, gone up and then shot down like this. So I'm assuming it's because I'm out here working, or maybe it's because my blood sugar is more under control on a regular basis. I'm really not sure, but I really expected I was probably going to be good. It's 7:19. I kind of expected I would probably be good as high as it was until 9 o'clock-ish, 10 o'clock-ish, which is I'd probably hopefully be done and be, laying down ready to go to bed, eat some fruit and, see where I'm at and hopefully get it to stay even all night. Well, now, if I'm going to be out here working, and it's already down, now it's down to 94, it's going down. Because when I first picked up the phone, it was at 96. So now 95, 94. So it's steadily going down and going down quickly. I'm telling you, this Libre, I mean, it's awesome to be able to manage your blood sugar with this thing. Would never have recognized this with finger sticks, finger pokes, checking your blood sugar that way. I guarantee you I would have never recognized, especially if I had got up and started feeling better, started working, and that's what's causing it. I would have been earlier. I don't know if it was today, yesterday. I think it was yesterday when I had the attack. I shouldn't say attack, but when it went down on me, I think it went all the way down to 59 or 56, right? Well, I was still feeling generally okay. If I was doing finger sticks and I had been feeling better and my sugar started doing this, I would have never known, and my sugar probably would have went down to 40 or 30 before I would have known it, and then by then I'd be ready to pass out, especially if I was out here working. I would have just passed out. So this Libre 3 is awesome. I actually have it set up on my phone to automatically pop up every hour, I believe it is, because even though it's on there doesn't mean you know what's going on with it. You actually have to physically open the app to check it. But I have it set up on modes and routines in your phone, so to make it pop up every hour. Sometimes I'll be on the phone doing something and I'll be completely engrossed for 2 hours. Well, boom, it's going to pop up on me and let me know where I'm at automatically. And then I'll get rid of it and I'll keep doing it if I'm okay. And then boom, it'll pop up on me again if I'm still doing stuff. So, man, this is really good. So I guess I need to probably go get some fruit and come out here if I'm going to do some work, because if I don't, it's probably going to keep going down. And once I hit probably around 80 to 85, I definitely need to start eating some stuff. So I'll be keeping an eye on it. So stand by, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. And so I went and got a couple of strawberry bananas, and I've eaten those. All right. So, you know, it's slowly going back up. It's 117. And it's been rising steadily. So I've also got a couple of blueberries. Those I have not eaten yet, but they're ready when I need them. So I'm gonna So I'm just going to keep watering for a few minutes and start seeing if I can pound one of these. I got to cut one and then see if I can pound one in the ground. So. I need to get a microphone. I need to get a microphone if I'm going to keep doing these videos. So if I'm that far over there and I'm talking, you can actually hear me. I didn't say nothing when I was over there, but anyway. All right, well, stand by for a minute. All right, so I brought some extra saw blades just in case, but hopefully, hopefully this works. Like a butter. Two of them at 12 inches. That's what we needed, right? So I guess we'll see if we can get it pounded in the ground. So if we can't, that's okay, because I ordered an auger bit for a drill. So if this doesn't work, then the auger bit's coming in the morning. Now I'm going to need it for more than this. So if this does work, I'll still need it for planting pots and stuff like that later. But it's actually a 4-pack of different sizes, so So I remember, whew, I was told to make sure you take it out because it's going to get stuffed full of dirt, get it all the way down there, and you're in trouble. So I have got to get something to push the dirt out with. See if we can make this work. Well, hang tight. Shovel in the ground just barely, but we'll see what happens. So wow. Well, it's still in there pretty good. I mean, you can see through it now, but All right, well, even though I'm exhausted and out of breath, you get the gist, right? So, of course, it's not going to go all the way down at this point, but I'm going to have to pull that back out. I might even have to drill a hole to do it. But, you know, leaning that way, I've got some anchors that I'm going to put on the pole. I got to drill holes in them and fasten them with nuts and bolts. And then you're going to take the string and tie it to it, lift it up to the height you want. That's where you're going to put the anchor bolts at. Tie it to it. Same thing on the other side, except for the pole's going to be going that way. And then hopefully you can, you know, tie it together, and the pole will bow in here, and do the same thing on the other side, bow in that way, and then just always pull the net so that it's tight. So same concept for you know, if you were going to put up a fence or build a chicken coop or a garden, you know, the thing I'm talking about doing over there. Right now, I'm out of breath and I'm struggling to think. So, you know, and if you wanted to, excuse me, got a little bit of hiccups and dry mouth and all kinds of stuff going on. So I guess my point is, if you wanted to do a fence with just slats, just like the wooden fence over there, you know, you could get bigger poles. You know, they make them pretty good size. You can make, you know, get bigger poles, smaller poles. They make connectors to make it size down from one size to a size down. I mean, you just have all kinds of options. So, you know, putting up a volleyball net, or building the, you know, the garden cover back there, putting up putting up the actual volleyball net, putting up the side nets, doing all kinds of stuff, and you just don't never have to worry about this stuff corroding. And again, as you can see, this is level with the ground. So once I take this pole out, if it's growing up around or whatever, just take it out and I can mow. And I bought two options for caps.